What's going on, you guys? It is Corbin Stuckey of PixelTalk here. I'm joined by Kevin once again, for a review on something. What? What is wrong? What is it this time?
It festers inside of me.
What?
My hatred of this.
You don't like doing this?
No, the movie.
The movie. I thought you were talking about just like reviewing with me in general, but I'm insecure. I'm sorry. We're going to be talking about Hellfest today. Yeah. So Hellfest is a movie about these group of teenagers who go to like this horror house festival where basically there's a bunch of haunted houses. They go, and apparently this festival has like a urban legend where someone died there, someone was killed there, and they were hung like one of the props and stuff. I don't even like talking about this.
This synopsis is even wrong.
Yeah, like how would you explain it? Like,
well, it's a traveling circus.
That's
like, what they said that it was. It's a traveling horror thing.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't make sense how it's that big if it's a traveling thing.
Right.
That's like $1 billion thing, and just
this is very Halloween Horror Nights oriented. Like that was what like really interested me about this film. Is that it's very similar to Halloween Horror Nights. I go every year, so that's what really caught my attention. I just like the idea in general, just like a serial killer at something like Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh yeah, no, like when I was up north, they would have a Hall of Scream, which is they'd redo the entire Busch Gardens into a giant haunted house type thing.
Oh, I want to do that.
And it was awesome, and we went every year, and I loved it. It was September 25th through like November 2nd. So
okay.
It's pretty much Halloween Horror Night up north.
Okay.
So
if you saw the trailers for this film, you probably have some kind of liking for haunted houses, and that's what caught our attentions. And this is just not really that good.
What do you mean it caught our attention? It didn't catch my attention.
Well,
you said, hey man, you want to go see a movie?
Like,
and
it
I
caught
was
my attention.
Yeah, man, sure. What are we gonna go see? Hellfest.
And you didn't know really what it was.
Yeah, I'll go see it. No, I knew what it was. I saw the fucking trailer, and it's like, wow, that looks terrible.
There was some portion of me that was thinking like, this could be good. This could be very creative, but it's really basic, honestly. There are some portions that I really like, and we're actually going to try and go into spoilers now just to explain exactly why this movie has some positives, but it's mostly negatives. I
think my biggest disappointment was Tony Todd.
Tony Todd?
Yeah, if you know who Tony Todd is, he was the guy that played the mortician in the Final Destination movies, the guy that was explaining.
Oh, that dude.
And he was like the announcer or the ringleader, whatever the hell it was for Hellfest. And I was like, oh, Tony Todd's in this. This is going to be really cool. He's in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even, just like for this big, like over the top speech. And you're like, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself now.
Yeah.
Here we go. And then gone for the rest of the movie.
He's more of a cameo than he is.
But
like,
a cameo is like, you're like, oh shit, that's that guy. Not like, and Tony Todd in the opening credits. And you're like, cool.
Okay, yeah, so the movie did kind of just say like he was technically like in the film, but in reality he is more of just like a cameo where he's just there for like maybe a minute or two and then he's gone, pretty much.
Now, I did enjoy some of it though. It felt like really old school slasher film with like a lot of fake outs, tons of gore. But not like over the top gore.
Right.
It wasn't like Evil Dead amount of gore.
Yeah.
But it still had points. I think the best part was when the guy got the needle in his eye. And you were like crying.
I don't like needles.
Because like I saw him grab the needle and I saw you next to me go.
I
was like, this is gonna be good. This at the very least I'll see Corbin like cowering, and then the entire scene where it's like Dead Space 2, where it's like going into the eye and it's going like really slow, and you're just like,
like, for what it's worth. By the way, you're like so far away. Can we just like, because look at where you are.
I'm in this like uncomfortable spinning chair. I'm 6'2", and this chair is like 1.5 feet off the ground. No, that's not. How do I raise this?
Does that really have something to do with the? Now you're just taller than me. Yo, all right,
welcome to life.
Seriously, just like, can you
this is how Corbin and I interact, though. Like, he's substantially shorter than I am.
No, we're the same, like, height. You're maybe, like, an inch taller.
I'm lowering this as fast as it will go. It's going really slow now.
All right. That's... Whatever. Let's go back to the movie. Alright, so look at that screen.
Am I too close?
Look at that screen.
You told me I was too far away. Am I too close?
I want to even it out. Alright,
this is all going to be cut.
That's good, yeah.
This is all going to be cut, but this is fun.
So, the movie, like I said, it has a lot of positives, like what we were talking about. The gore is actually like, oh, this is actually a really good gore.
It's classy gore.
Yeah.
Like, it's gore that you can show to your parents. It's...
Sure?
I don't know. It's like softcore gore.
It's like gore where it's like, okay, like this works and stuff.
Yeah, it's not like over the top, but it's still like you're like, oh.
The beginning of the film where the kills actually started taking place, like they were actually like pretty creative for the most part, like with the needle and the mallet and everything. They were actually pretty cool. But then once the movie reaches like that third act where like it
they just had to kill everybody.
Yeah, just like stab. I
went through this like the whole thing with the guillotine, and like she's like escaping, and he's chasing her down, and you're like, oh shit! And he just comes up, and stabs her, and everybody's like, no!
Yeah.
And the guy like runs up and grabs the guy, and just stab.
It was like this is like
oh shit!
Because like it was so rushed at that point, and like let's start from the beginning because like there's so much I want to talk about. And then, like...
I talked about most of it when we were in the movie.
Yeah.
I provide running commentary in movies, and
so
sometimes I try not to.
Yeah, but this is one of those movies where, like, you had to, like, basically talk about it. So, the thing that's, like, really wrong with this movie specifically are the characters and the dialogue. It's atrocious.
Laughing! We are laughing! Dialogue!
So, these kids meet up, and they go to this Hellfest or whatever festival, and they're all really stereotypical, and they don't really bring much to the story except they bring like a 30-second to a minute explanation of like the background of this Hellfest, and then after that it's just they want their two friends to really hook up, and that's about it.
And it was the dialogue was so clunky with that. It's like, hey, you remember Quentin, the guy that you had a crush on last summer, right?
You want to ride his dick,
and
right?
Like, yeah, and he's like, oh, you're so hot. I want you to sit on my face. And I'm not making any of this up. This was actual dialogue. This was stuff that they said. Like, and I was just sitting there. I was like, this is a movie that I paid $11 to watch. That I got off of a long day at work in my adult life to go see. I spent that hard-earned money. That's I mean, it's less than an hour of work for me, but that was like 2 hours I'm never going to get back. So, in essence, 3 hours of my life were wasted.
Like I said, I thought it was going to be like somewhat entertaining. It
was entertaining. No, like I'm bagging on it hard. But at the end of it, I was like, I stayed through the whole movie. I have walked out a couple of those movies.
Yeah.
I think the last movie like that I enjoyed was Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
I actually liked that.
This had a little bit of Happy Death Day to it, except Happy Death Day was a little bit more self-aware, whereas this movie was just trying to be
I feel like this movie was self-aware.
I think it thought it was self-aware, but...
It was definitely forced exposition.
It was very
for a lot
forced.
Of things. Like, yeah. I still think the best... And you kept talking about it was... So the whole like thing is like the guy has this crush on the girl that they're trying to hook him up with, and he goes off to try to find a prize for her. And this guy's like walking by with an armful of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And they're like, how are we on inventory? And he's like, oh yeah, we still have plenty of stuffed animals in the locker downstairs. And the guy's like... going downstairs.
It's like that is
and
so
I was like, that is exposition that they're expositing
like
all over the place.
Like, I don't think they're self-aware. I think it's just they're really not that creative writers, and they had to write that in there so the guy had to go downstairs to find that stuffed doll and get killed.
But you gotta admit, though, as clunky as it was, those kills were
they're pretty good. What else? Because I feel like there's so much more with the dialogue. Okay, so like in the beginning, they're showcasing the first kill that starts this like urban legend in the park. So the girl turns around and sees like this masked guy and is like, "Oh, another scare? No shit, another scare. You're at Hellfest. Why would there not be another scare? This dialogue's terrible." Like, it's just like stuff like this where I really just start to not give a shit. And this is like maybe the first 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah, well, I didn't care going into it, but there were a couple things. I think my favorite was some of the sound. Like, there was like a Wilhelm scream in the background for no reason when he was killing people.
Oh god!
When he killed the two people, and then like the guy already drops and dies, and then it cuts to the other two people, and then you hear like the Wilhelm scream. I was like, who's screaming? Who fell? And the other thing that annoyed me, and I pointed it out, was they did a really good job with the killer, like not revealing who it was or anything, and like the back profile, and he does like the slow like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees thing. Yeah. But when he's walking, he's wearing boots. And as somebody that wears boots all the time, he's making and he's clomping, and it's making like a sound that it's clomping on wood, but they're on concrete. and the entire time, like I pointed out, I was like, why is it? They're not on wood, and then it's like they're walking in a clearly like asphalt like walkway, and you're still hearing.
Yeah, going to the.
I don't know if it'll pick that up. But, like,
they'll get what you're saying. Like. That's what I find, I'm going to say, admirable about the film, is that, not the footsteps, I'm talking about the killer himself. It's like, this is just some regular guy who easily went through security, had like a mask under his jacket, got like a nearby knife from like a food booth.
That's another thing that irritates me, like, was how he got the knife. Yeah. And like where he was getting these weapons. And how, like, okay, so I'm going to run through it real quick.
Yeah, no, totally,
The first weapon that he gets is a knife that a guy was using to shave the ice on a snow cone thing. Yeah. The guy just puts it out where anybody can grab it. Yeah. I've worked around stuff like that. Yeah. You don't do that. That's like super negligent. Right. Like it's totally this guy's fault. And then the next one was the hammer, like the big hammer that was clearly like you can't just like hold that. He looks like a guy about like my height, like maybe a little bigger. There's no way in hell that he can hold it straight with an outstretched arm, like, and block a guy and then smash his face in. Like, it's stupid. Yeah. And then the next one is... Actually, the guillotine one was believable. That I get that one. But then he's chasing him through the haunted house with a fucking fire axe. Where'd he get a fire axe?
That's something I also wanted to talk about, too, was, like, the final act where it's, like, the haunted house. So...
How did she get in there?
Well, okay, like, what I wanted to talk about specifically is, they're most of their friends are dead at this point, and there are, like, only two left. So, obviously, you need to leave the park, right? And they think that the nearest exit, is another haunted house.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Because they, like, get in there like, oh, no, it's another haunted house.
Like, obviously, on the outside...
through it. I'm like, just turn around.
Yeah, obviously, it's a haunted house. That's not an exit. Like, it felt, like, so stupid. Like, obviously, if this stuff is happening, you need to get out of there, you know? And I don't know. It was super, super stupid, and just... You could tell that the movie was trying to find more excuses to exist, I guess. Like, the last act.
I still feel as much as I don't. I like shitting on it, but compared to a lot of the other movies that have come out, like Truth or Dare.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Unfriended. Mm-hmm. Stuff like the new era of teen slasher flicks. Yeah. This felt very much more like a really bad homage to like Halloween or Friday the 13th. Just because it's bad, it's campy.
Yeah, it's very campy.
But you're like, I'd watch a second one.
Yeah, same.
I'd be okay if that existed. I'm not gonna buy it on DVD.
Yeah,
but I'd go see it in a
theater. Be like, oh, this is the only thing that's out. Like, and that's also something I really like too. Is I admire films that like really
exist.
No, just that
you can leave the theater saying that was
shut up.
Movie.
Like that have like iconic characters, you know, like the mask itself. I thought that was like really cool that they did that. I guess. Well, this could have been just like any regular guy, and I feel like late 2000 to early 2010 movies just had like a regular killer. But they're doing stuff now where they realize that like horror fans really like characters or antagonists that wear masks and are very identifiable. Even Happy Death Day has like the baby face. And I went to like Spirit and they're selling that face. So I like how they're trying to make an icon. Because like I feel like that's just something that was abandoned like in the 2000s. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I like how they're just trying to go back to...
Last summer was the 90s.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, early 2000s, late 90s.
I'm nitpicking your argument.
Yeah.
I'm not a good person.
You're not. Going back to the characters themselves, like we said, we've talked about the dialogue and we've talked about the characters, but the only thing that the characters have to, like, bring forth to their performances is just, like, them tackling each other, like, oh my god! We're at Hellfest, guys! Yeah. I'm so excited!
Did you take your pill today?
I did not.
But yeah, the characters are really poorly written. Minus the main protagonist, who I actually liked.
Yeah,
I thought she was good. She like slowly like developed like as a character and as like the protagonist, not only as like a way of surviving, but like she was fighting back.
Yeah,
and she was like getting tired of getting scared. And,
yeah,
it was cool to watch that because like the first time she's fucking terrified. By the end of it, she shanks the dude.
Right.
And like yeah,
like
it was very much Laurie Meyer. Like it was very Halloween.
Yeah.
So like that's I like that.
Her and the other dude are totally fine in this, like really normal people. And I understand. Oh,
like, the guy that is like 100% you.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
hey. I was rooting for him too.
Yeah.
And I also like that. Like they're the only two like actual characters in the movie, and I like that. You didn't know where it was going. You're thinking, oh, they're gonna hook up, and like, oh, it's
like,
gonna
oh
be like
shit, he's
happily
dead.
ever after. He's the first guy to die.
like,
and he doesn't die like pulled into the shadows and shanked. Like he gets hit in the throat with a hammer. His like head falls on the hammer game, and the dude like looks and then just squishes his face, and you see his head squish. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh no,
and
I liked it. It was good. It kept me on my toes, and that was what I wanted.
It's just that the other characters
existed only
just for them to hook up,
and the punk girl or the goth or whatever she was.
Yeah.
I feel like she existed only to make fun of the main chick.
Yeah.
Like she like had shitty mean nicknames for her and was talking
grade
about
school and stuff
like
that.
Yeah, she kept calling her grade school.
It's like, who talks like that?
Yeah.
We bag on each other like all the time, but it's not to like that extent. Like we're able to have like pretty intelligent conversations, but that isn't like bagging each other isn't like 100% of what we do. You know?
No, it's not, and it's not like the same thing too. Like I'll make fun of you, like, hey, don't use Tinder and drive. Because I wanted to play Spider-Man. I'm not going to let you live it down. But also, like, she's like, oh, you want to hook up with Quentin? Ooh, he likes... Was that his name? It was Quentin.
I think it was,
It was something stupid.
Yeah, it was some white male name.
It was like...
Smooth's not
I was
PC.
expecting somebody to, like, name Skylar. Wasn't there a guy named Tanner?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The point I'm trying to make is like you wouldn't remember these characters' names.
I don't remember any of them. I think the main chick's name was Natalie.
The only I'm not even kidding. The only like character interaction that you really care for in this film is when they're talking about going to Spain after this Hellfest, and that's it.
No, I didn't care about that because while you were sitting there, I like leaned over and was like, "Why is that hand dryer so high up on the wall?" And you're like, "What?" And then the next scene, she's using the hand dryer and she's like holding her hands up to dry her hair, and I was like, "What?" See,
I feel like
I wasn't crazy.
I feel like there was something else that was stupid like that in this film. Where you're absolutely right. Where like the hand dryer is like above her head, and I feel like it was just so stupid. Okay, so after that point, right after this scene where like she's attacked in the bathroom, this is what I liked about the movie, and this is what I thought about for a second. I was like, that's kind of stupid. So they talk to a security guard, and they're trying to tell him like that this place has like a guy that's following them. And the guy's like, okay, well, you just described like 15 people to me. Like, there's a bunch of people tonight wearing masks. Like, you came here to get scared. But honestly, like, I get where he's coming from, but...
Well, also a dude in the women's bathroom?
Yeah, a dude in the women's bathroom, like, that's going overboard.
That was intense.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, this is going to end up in a weird place, isn't
it? And
it was a weird place, just not the weird place I anticipated.
And if this were to happen at Halloween Horror Nights... Like, security would be all over this. They would get all the employees that have the similar mask, and it just seems like he just doesn't give a shit. Like...
Yeah, it wouldn't take that long. Like, everybody wearing this mask.
Yeah.
Please report to security.
Exactly. And then they would be able to, like, identify the guy who's, like, out in the crowd. It's, like I said, this movie just has a lot of writing problems that make it to where it tries to find a reason to exist when there's such an easier way to figure out this solution. And I just feel like it's written poorly. There's not a whole lot of dialogue that makes sense. There's hand dryers that are above people's heads. Like,
none of it made sense, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I was mad at first, but, like, as the movie ended, I was like, alright.
Yeah.
It was only an hour and 29 minutes.
The ending really doesn't bring anything to the film except for the fact, like, oh, he has a family.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like,
and also, like, his daughter didn't notice that he was, like, gutted.
Daddy!
Yeah, she's like, went up and hugged your kid, and it showed earlier in the scene, he's got something stuffed into, like, this knife wound.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's gone, and he's hugging his child. I would have, like, given money for, like, his child to, like, hug him. And, like, come back, like, blood all over her face, and it'd just be really weird. And then it just cuts to black and doesn't explain it. That would have been the...
It's very similar to that movie, The Den, where you figure out that a parent is involved. Have you seen that movie?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, it's very similar to that ending where you figure out, like, a parent is involved, but the difference between The Den and this movie is that it just doesn't really bring anything to the plot that, oh, he has a daughter. And that's really it, really. It doesn't really bring anything to the plot. It just makes you think, like, oh, he's just another person. Which is already, like, identified, like, in the beginning of the movie where he's, like, going through security and stuff. And that's, like, the interesting part about this film is, like, okay, he's a regular person, he's going through security, he's doing all this stuff. But if you think about it, too, it's, like, if you had, like, this incident that happened a few years ago, like, you think that, like, they wouldn't be doing this anymore, this Hellfest. But they're still doing it.
People die at Six Flags all the time, man.
Yeah, but not like a murder. It's like more of like a thing that happens like in the roller coasters.
I don't know. I'm not gonna like debate legality.
Yeah.
Or like whether or not, because pretty much everybody there was like drunk,
right,
or stoned, and they were all about our age. So that's probably why it's still in business.
Jesus Christ.
Because those tickets are probably very expensive.
Yeah.
And people want to go like, oh, some guy got here. Let's go see if we can not get got. I don't know.
Was there any other thoughts that you wanted to bring towards this film before we close it? Like any other critiques, I guess?
I get really tired of seeing that dude's nipples through his sweatshirt.
The Asian dude?
Yeah. So I'm glad you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because, I mean, on the big screen, it's really hard to miss. You got a nipple about the size of my fist.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, oh, that was freaky and no, that was dumb. I don't want that one.
So yes, guys, that was our review of Hellfest. Comment down below what you thought of this film. Please like this video, share it, and please subscribe to PixelTalk if you haven't yet for more movie reviews, and there's more to come, pretty much. Like I said, we're still reviewing the Halloween films, so we're really excited about that.
I am excited about that.
You are?
I am.
Great.
I love Halloween. It's the
right.
only thing that I know how to play on the piano.
It's only like 3 notes, right?
Yeah, it is.
Did you know that John Carpenter, like, he was the one who made that theme?
I did. In fact, he's the one that taught me.
Are you serious?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey.
Hi, Corbin.
I am Corbin Stuckey.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is PixelTalk.
And you've been wonderful. Hey, you want to go watch Unfriended?
Yeah.
All right.
I've got that on Blu-ray.
That's disgusting.